Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to all in Islam and Moral Education class. This is Hasan Yahya, lecturer, Department of Islamic Studies, Milestone College. My dear students, I would like to request all of you to open your book and open your copy and take your pen. Those important information you have to underline. My dear students, already you know we are conducting online classes. We are conducting on Zoom online class, Zoom live class, YouTube video class, and because of just coronavirus, we can't go to general classroom, and that's why we are here. And our authority, they told us to take online classes, so that's why we're here. And today we will discuss on chapter 3 lesson 6, and last class we discussed about Hajj, chapter 3 lesson 5. So those students who submitted your homework, thank you very much, and those students who didn't submit your homework, I would like to request all of you to give your homework timely. And this class is very important for your exam, for your SSC exam, also for your class 10 also. So everybody, you're instructed to watch this class carefully. Okay, I'd like to start this class by reciting Durud Sharif. Everybody recite Durud Sharif with me. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad an-Nabiyyi al-Ummiyyi wa alihi wa sallim. Okay, very good. And today we'll discuss on employer-employee relationship. This is very important topic. Lesson 6. You would open your book and take your copy and take your pen and open your page number 123, 123. Your page number. Employer and employee relationship. Employer and employee relationship. What is the relationship between employer and employee? So this is very important topic, I think, my dear students. Okay, everybody take your book. If you see your textbook and food, dress, shelter, education and health care, etc. are the basic rights of man, and man has been working every day to secure these. Man is a social being. Man is a social being. No man on earth can do all these works alone. In this age of industrialization, every individual has got to look up to others to maintain himself. Everyone understood? This is very important sentence. If you have any problem, you can ask me in your WhatsApp group or your subject teacher. One individual works under another in all levels of society. So one becomes an employer and other is employee. The relationship between the employer and his employee is very close, as the employer cannot do without the help of the working class. So also the working classes are dependent on the salary and allowance of the employer for their daily life. Okay, my dear students, and today we can discuss our topic in three phases, and we can divide our topics in three parts. Number one, what is the relationship between employer and employee according to Islam, or in light of Islam? What is actually the relationship of employer and employee? Then rights of employer, and then rights of employee. Then we can divide our discussion today in three parts. Number one, what is the relationship between according to Islam, employer and employee? And second thing is rights of employer, and third thing is the rights of employee. Have you understood, my dear students? Very good, my dear students. Our beloved Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also worked as a with earner. He was asked, which type of income is the best and pure? Our Holy Prophet Muhammad asked, what he was asked, which type of income is the best and pure? He replied, the earning by one's own hands as well as that earned by honesty dealing trade. Bayhaqi. This hadith has been taken from Bayhaqi Sharif. This hadith has been taken from which book? This hadith has been taken from Bayhaqi Sharif. This hadith has been taken from which hadith book? This hadith has been taken from Bayhaqi Sharif. Very good, my dear students. Islam has enjoyed decent dealing with subordinates. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا وَبِذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْيَتَامَى وَالْمَسَاكِينِ وَالْجَارِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْجَارِ الْجُنُبِ وَالصَّاحِبِ بِالْجَنبِ وَابْنِ السَّبِيلِ وَمَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, you behave courteously with your parents, deal decently with your near relatives, orphans, the needy, beggars, and also be kind to your neighbors, friends and fellows, travelers and your subordinates. Surah An-Nisa, ayat 36. This ayat has been taken from Surah An-Nisa. Surah An-Nisa, verse number 36. Verse number 36. Everybody underline. Everybody. The verse number 36. Which surah? This surah, Surah Nisa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Holy Quran, you behave courteously with your parents, deal decently with your relative orphans, the needy beggars, and also be kind to your neighbors, your travelers, your friends and fellows, and subordinates, your servants, those are helper, those are employer. So this is very important. My dear students, we come out as the excellent example of decent relationship between the employer and the employee in the life of Hazrat Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Hazrat Anas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he said, that is the decent example, there is the world class example. How can an employer he behave with his employer, and a employer what kind of behave with his employee? There is the example we are going to know. Hazrat Anas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he says, I have served Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam for 10 years. I have served Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam for 10 years. How many years? 10 years. It's not 1, 2, 3, 10 years. It's a long time. He never uttered, oh. That means Prophet Muhammad didn't tell any day, oh, to me, and never scold me saying, why did you not do this? Why did you do this? He used to help me more often than not with his own hands. Bukhari. This hadith has been taken from Bukhari Sharif. That means Prophet Muhammad didn't tell any single day to Anas, hey, why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do this? What is the problem? What the hell you are doing this? That's actually what type of behave we are conducting with our servants, with our subordinates. So this is the example, real example of the employer and employee. So this hadith has been taken from Bukhari Sharif. This hadith has been taken from which hadith book? This hadith has been taken from Bukhari Sharif. This hadith has been taken from Bukhari Sharif. Very good, my dear students. Hazrat Umar radhiyallahu anhu was the Amirul Mu'minin, commander of the faithful. He set example of equality in the human dignity while riding the camel at times of traveling and another during his visit to Jerusalem. He shared the benefit of riding and the labor of dragging the camel equality with the servant by terms. Such an example and excellent relationship between the employer and the servant is unprecedented in history. During the farewell program, Rasulullah was asked, how many times may a servant person be pardoned? Rasulullah said in reply, Kulla yawmin sab'in. Kulla yawmin sab'in. 70 times a day. 70 times a day. And nowadays, if our servants do any mistake, then just 1 time or 2 times or 3 times we can tolerate. Then after we can our behavior easily change, and we can't show our mercy to them. But it's not good. We have to show mercy to them. Prophet Muhammad said that how many times may a savage person be pardoned? How many times in a day? Prophet Muhammad, he was asked how many times may a savage person be pardoned. Rasulullah said in reply, Kulla yawmin sab'in. 70 times a day. This hadith has been taken from Tirmidhi Sharif. This hadith has been taken from Tirmidhi Sharif. Have you understood, my dear students? Very good. This is very important lesson. This is very important lesson. We have to understand that. We have to realize the example of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We have to realize the order of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We have to realize the character of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We have to realize the relationship between employer and employee. Then the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he established the example. How can we can show mercy to the subordinate people. Okay, Prophet said, وَلَا يُكَلَّفُ مِنَ الْعَمَلِ إِلَّا مَا يُطِيقُ وَلَا يُكَلَّفُ مِنَ الْعَمَلِ إِلَّا مَا يُطِيقُ. He worker must not be burdened with work beyond his strength and capacity. This hadith has been also taken from Muslim Sharif. Bukhari and Muslim, they are two most authentic hadith books in the story over the world. So Bukhari is the number one and second is Muslim. So this hadith has been taken from Muslim Sharif. Prophet Muhammad said that he worker must not be burdened with work beyond his strength and capacity. This hadith has been taken from Muslim Sharif. This hadith has been taken from Muslim Sharif, my dear students. Islam does not approve any discrimination between the master and the worker in respect of every matter of including food, dress, etc. About the dignity of rights of the worker, Prophet Muhammad said, they who work for you are your brethren. Allah has made them servant to you. It is the most then that he master feeds them with servants what he himself eats, that he let them water what he wears and will not impose such burden upon him as cannot carry out. In case it so happened, then he himself must come forward for his aid. This hadith has been taken from Bukhari and Muslim Sharif. This hadith has been taken from Bukhari and Muslim Sharif. This is very important two hadiths. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that Prophet Muhammad said in the Hadith Sharif, then Allah has made them, they who work for you are your brethren. Allah has made them servant to you. It is meet that he master feeds them with servants what he himself eats, that let them wear that what he wears and will not impose such burden upon him as he cannot carry in case it happens that he himself must come forward for his aid. This hadith has been taken from Bukhari and Muslim. This hadith has been taken from Bukhari and Muslim. The Islamic regulation in respect of quick payment of wage is quite clear. Hazrat Muhammad said, Atul ajira ajrahu qabla an yajiffa arqahu. Pay the worker his dues before his sweat dries out. This hadith has been taken from Ibn Majah. When your employer will complete your work and before drying his sweat, you have to complete your pay. You have to complete your due. Prophet Muhammad said that. But nowadays we're really sorry to say that most of the people, most of the employer, most of the garments owner, they are not interested to give the money to the worker. This is very bad. So Prophet Muhammad said that we have to pay your due as soon as possible before doing the swear. It is not right to delay the payment unduly. Hazrat Muhammad saw in that a worker gets his just wage when he says, do not employ him without fixing his pay. Okay, this is also a very important lesson. Similarly, a worker has been inspired by Islam to discharge his responsibility to his master with fairness. Hazrat Muhammad said, when a slave worker performs his duties for his master nicely and worships Allah properly, he gets double remuneration. Bukhari and Muslim. This hadith has been taken from Bukhari and Muslim Sharif. If the employer and the worker can work out their relationship in the way permissible by Islam, the worker will get his due and owner will get just service. There shall never be bad blood between the master and the servant. Stability will prevail the mills and factories. Therefore, we should follow the ideal labor policy in front of Islam. Then we have to follow the idea or the word of Islam. My dear students, employer and employee relationship is very important. Nowadays, in the whole world, we are not interested to follow the Islamic rules and regulation. We are not interested to follow the what Prophet said about the employer and employee relationship. What is the policy? What is the main policy to create relationship between employer and employee? That Prophet shows us example. Prophet said everything. So we have to maintain these things. Okay, my dear students, it's all about from my side about employer and employee relationship. You have to write the three parts, and you can get a stem in passage when you have to write a creative question on employer and employee relation. That time you in passage maybe you will get then what is the relationship between employer and employee according to Islam. That time you have to realize the main thing, then you have to write. So my dear students, again I would like to request all of you to decide to should always try to respect your parents, try to respect your teachers, try to pray for your milestone, for your institution, and try to make a call to your teachers, those childhood teachers. So this is very important, my dear students, and never ever miss any salat. Always try to perform salat. Is a corner time, and this is very critical time. We are passing every day. So those who are at home, don't go outside without safety, and everybody try to perform salat correctly and try to maintain your life according to Islam. Then Allah subhanahu will give us Jannah. May Allah bless us all. May Allah protect us all from coronavirus. May Allah give us strength to maintain the Islam everywhere and every time, and every rules and regulations of Islam we can maintain. May Allah accept us. May Allah give us power. Okay, my dear students, no more today. Thank you so much, everybody. And your just after this class, you have to attend in MCQ exam. Inshallah, you'll do better. Thank you so much once again. May Allah bless us all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.